have never lost to the Bisons. A perfect 22-0 as Lipscomb controls the opening tip. Loose ball. Lipscomb in the road purple uniforms. The Eagles in the home whites. Underway at Alico Arena with a trip to the ASUN championship game hanging in the balance.
Well, Lipscomb's very crafty with their ball movement. They try to penetrate and go to the foul line a lot.
Here's Clark drawing the foul against Gradijan.
Although they're like a 67% free throw shooting team, they do go to the line a lot. They really like to penetrate.
So Taylor Clark, the freshman from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, gets the Bisons on the board. And Greg Brown, a former assistant of the legendary Pat Summitt at Tennessee, also an assistant at UCF for 5 seasons. A couple of trips to the NCAA tournament at a Conference USA for the Knights.
Greg Brown has slowly but surely been trying to put together the pieces, and he thinks this is the year that he's got a great young team, and thinks he's got some outstanding players coming in next year. Take him to the next level, Tom.
Yeah, well, it's not just Cagle either. And this team has a lot of talent and a bright future, as you mentioned. Here is Cagle. A little more than a minute gone here, first quarter, at the Eagles' nest. Great bounce pass by Cagle. And the bucket from Clark.
Well, you notice that penetration. The screener turns around and slides down to the hole for a layup. Eagles worked on that in practice, but they got to remember what the coaches were telling them 24 hours ago.
Here's Gradijan launching all the way around the rim, 360 degrees, Jay Webb, and it came out.
Came out.
Lipscomb looking for its first trip to the ASUN final since they won this tournament all the way back in 2004. They haven't been to the semis since 2008. Cagle. Again, Clark loses the handle, but it's going to stay with the Bisons. And Carl Semesco none too happy with that call. Of course, got to 400 career wins and 2 less games than Gino Auriemma did, Coach Semesco. And, of course, looking for his 5th trip to the big dance. Won a tournament game in 2015 against Oklahoma State. Rowell loses the handle off the side of the backboard, and that will belong to the Eagles. FGCU 14-2 all-time as the #1 seed in the ASUN championship. Never fallen short of making the finals, looking for their 7th consecutive trip to the ASUN finals.
One of the things the Eagles worked on is pace of moving the ball side to side against this zone.
Ulel, her 3 is long, and another one and done for FGCU.
Well, Kemick, the freshman there out of Carmel, Indiana, you know those Hoosiers like to put up some shots.
Basketball hotbed, and there is Kemick, long 3 off the front iron, and a collision underneath, and that foul is going to go against Lipscomb. So Kemick definitely the future of this Bisons team.
They actually have 2 Hoosiers on that team. I think Riles also, I think from Greenwood, Indiana, Tom.
As we hit the 7-minute mark here in the first quarter. And another miss. Ulel, Gradijan, though, with another chance, and that one's no good. So the Eagles a little cold here in the early going.
Well, a little chilly in the Alico Arena right now. Turn the thermometer up, I'm saying. Gradijan stepped on someone's foot, I think.
Wide open 3 from the corner as Lexi Manos knocks it down. And just like that, it's 6-0 for the underdog Bisons. Underneath, Gradijan can't convert.
Well, the thing is, she can't push off of that foot. They need to get her.
China Dow is coming to the scorer's table for Carl Semesco.
going to watch, that's the person
Cagle,
who sets the screen, Tom, tries to slip to go for that layup. Whoa.
The end of the corner it goes. Ulel for three, and finally, FGCU is on the board with the first three for them rained down. It took over 4 minutes for points for the Eagles. It was very unusual. And Clark rattles one out. Julian with the rebound. Great bounce pass underneath from Ulel. Adderley lays it in, and five
on the boards in the paint.
Lipscomb got here with a dominating quarterfinal victory over Upstate by 42. That set the ASUN championship record for margin of victory. So this team is coming in hot. Here's Cagle. 10 to shoot. Jones with it. And a whistle. And that'll be called against Rosemary Julian, number 23 tonight. Rose Julian, incidentally, who normally wears number 32, Jay Webb. But apparently, somehow her uniform has been misplaced. So she tonight is wearing number 23. Halfway home here in the first quarter. Jones with it. In the lane. Defense, nice by China Dow. We're going to call Zaradika for the foul.
Well, here's the thing that's happening, Tom. You've noticed that the Lipscomb Bisons, when they get that ball, they are forcing the issue by going to the hole and creating contact. So they're going to go to the free throw line.
Lashabian Jones, the 5'10 senior from Rockledge, Florida. Quebec checks out. And Kaylee Cotton into the game for the Bisons. Second free throw. And she gets the roll on that one. So Lipscomb's lead back up to 3.
She's a 56% free throw shooter. Didn't look like it there, did she?
2 for 2. FGCU with the quarterfinal victory over pesky NJIT, 83-62. That gave the Eagles their 300th win since becoming a Division I program. Ten on the shot clock. Nelson puts it up.
Well, I don't think Coach Smesco likes the pace of movement of the passes that, because they are not challenging the Lipscomb zone at all.
Now the leader, Cagle, averaging just under 18 points a game. That shot is well short and an air ball this time from Jones. You may hear about that for several more possessions every time she touches it. And Carl Semesco wants his club to get things moving a little bit more offensively. Notice a team with a motion offense. We haven't seen so much of that so far.
Well, the movement's got to be side to side, and it's got to be quicker.
Zaradika underneath. Nice pass from Dow.
Pass from China Dow to Zaradika.
Broughton to the rack. Dow pushes the pace. A 3 from Ulel is long. And Julian hits hard. And a foul whistle coming over the back will be against Lipscomb. With 3:18 left to play here in the first quarter. Greg Brown's team hanging in there. That 3 is off the mark and rejected. deflected Dow by Jones.
Jones said, I don't think so.
Emphatic. Take another look.
Oh, yeah. Jones got that length. Got a pump fake her, get her in the air.
And a three from the corner. Nelson knocks it down and gives FGCU its first lead of the night.
Much better ball movement there.
Taken away again by Dow. And she tries to go all the way with it. Count the bucket, coast to coast for China Dow.
Whoa, what an athletic move with the finish off the glass.
A 7-0 run for FGCU. Here's Jones from the elbow, in and out. And Dow again, the one to bring it up the floor. Eradika for three. A foul on the floor, that's going to be whistled against Kaylee Cotton. Nelson found the spot there from the corner, Jay Webb.
Well, hand down, man down. Good ball movement by the Eagles.
Inside pass, Adderley back outside Julian.
Once again, you don't want to hold that ball more than 1.some seconds.
Two minutes to play in the quarter and 10 on the shot clock. Gradijan for three. And she starts out 0 for 2. Check that now. Gradijan 0 for 3 from three-point land. And Cagle with some nifty moves around Gradijan with the right hand.
Nice move by Cagle. Went to the spin cycle there in the washing machine.
And China Dow back the other way. Just reached 1,000 points for her career in the quarterfinals.
Nice move by China Dow.
Three-pointer, way long. Dow now for three. Yes!
Is that why she was our player to watch? All-conference player, China Dow?
It seems like that choice is working out pretty well so far.
It's always good when players make us look good, Tom.
As the Eagles now build a 7-point lead. Dow with 7. A little out of control that time. And FGCU quickly down the floor. Gradijan fouled from behind by Clark.
Well, that wasn't a smart foul there. A lot of contact.
Gradijan makes the first. The senior averaging 10 points per game. What a career she has had here at FGCU, a 6th-year senior. Granted, 2 extra years of eligibility, of course, started her career. So much hype coming in here to FGCU for Carl Semesco, then suffered not 1 but 2 devastating knee injuries, Jay Webb, to right out of the gates. Missed her first 2 seasons, and when she finally made it onto the court, she lived up to all the hype.
Well, when you look up perseverance in the dictionary, there's a picture of Taylor Gradijan right there.
No question about it. She makes 2 of 3. Shot clock is off. Cagle. The corner. Potts short from 3. Cagle now. She'll launch. No good. 7 seconds left. Eagles with a chance. Gradijan. Ulel for three at the buzzer. You know, Dow and Adderley in the first meeting between these two schools earlier this season, both had double-doubles, so she can do more than score. She had 10 rebounds in that first meeting.
Interesting enough, the Eagles are 16-9 on the boards, and right now shooting threes, Lipscomb's 20%, 1 for 5, and the Eagles are 4 for 12 for 33%. And we know Lipscomb averages 8 threes a game.
Here's Ulel, and she will go to the free throw line, hitting that clutch three, just as the buzzer sounded at the end of the first quarter.
See, she found that sliver in the zone there where she could penetrate in. Normally that's not there in a zone. They'll run a 1-3-1 or they'll run a 2-3.
Dow coming right back into the game, replacing Adderley. So far, Lipscomb from three-point land, just 1 of 5 after one quarter. Bison's knocked down a season-high 16 threes just the other night in the quarters. That's tied for the most in ASUN championship history. And a jumper is good from the baseline. Riley Northway just coming into the ball game.
Well, Riley says, Coach, give me some more PT. I can knock this down all night from there.
Here is Dow. Can she stay hot? Yes, she can. Into double figures. China Dow already with 10.
See, young players, whether you're a young man or a young lady out there, it's not who starts, it's who finishes and who produces. China Dow's a living example of that. Accept your role, and then when you are in the game, do what you do.
After falling behind 6-0 in this game, FGCU is now on a 27-6 run. Ulel has it poked away from her by Kamek. 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Eagles.
We'll see they converge there on her using the using that out of bounds line as another defender.
Talked about Lipscomb hitting all those three-pointers in the quarters, 16 of them, tying the ASUN championship record. They ought to know who they tied. It's FGCU, who hit 16 against Lipscomb in a quarterfinal matchup several years back. And another bucket for the Eagles.
Well, see, the Eagles gave up a good shot for a better shot. Whoa.
And an offensive foul is called. It's going to be against Kamek away from the ball.
Well, point of emphasis. Let's take a look at this ball movement here. Rebound. Julian kicks it out. Erica says, hey, Taylor, can you knock it down? She says, sure can, teammate.
Not a problem. And another one from Taylor, and she hits this one as well. And things going from bad to worse for Lipscomb. Jacksonville, the other ASUN semifinal going on right now in the 2 seed. The Dolphins on top of their rival Ospreys by 7 in the second quarter.
Well, the River City Rumble is rumbling. But right now, Tom, the Bisons have got to get Lauren Cagle. They got to get her in this offense.
Just 1 for 3 from the field and another air ball, this time by Northway. And the struggles continue for the Bisons.
Well, sometimes stars have got to just say, you know what, I got to put my footprint, my handprint on this game.
Absolutely.
And take it over.
If it's not happening from anybody else, it's got to be from you. Here's Dow. All the way, can't convert. And Cagle out of there with it. Kamek for 3, yes.
Oh.
A much-needed 3, second 3 of the game for the Bisons.
Tom, is that a sweet shot or what?
Absolutely.
Well, that's 2 layups the Eagles have missed.
3 minutes gone, second quarter.
missing layups, and if Kemick gets hot, look out.
Here is Cagle. And losing it out of bounds, just taking her eye off the ball, was Northway. So substitutions on both sides, Jay Webb, and FGCU with this, built this 18-point lead quickly.
Well, the turnovers, that's only the third turnover for Lipscomb. Right now, the Eagles have played error-free ball.
FGCU yet to turn the basketball over, and that is the wrong time to bring that stat up because China Dow throws it away for the first turnover.
Yeah, well, good skip pass. I don't think Jessica was expecting that pass, but hey, when you're on the floor, you got to expect the ball to come to you.
Rao, now back to Cagle as Dow hits the floor, and an easy layup for Clark. Dow for three, yes!
Knock her down, she gets up and says, take that.
Third three of the game for China Dow. Only 4 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Cagle with a three, and that is way long. That is the ASUN Player of the Year with that big three-point miss. China Dow on the other end showing she's human, and takes the charge against Cagle. Jay Webb, couple of rough trips down the floor for the ASUN Player of the Year.
Well, you're looking here. China established his position, and Cagle ran into her.
Nelson inside Jaredika.
Steps.
Yep. Traveling from Nelson.
Yeah, she took a little Fred Astaire dance class there. Extra steps.
Second time these two teams have met in the ASUN Championship. First time was back in 2014 in a quarterfinal matchup, and FGCU a 39-point winner that night.
Nice crossover by Cagle.
Offensive rebound for the Bisons. Cagle loses it. And Katani moves it forward. Great ball movement from FGCU.
Much better ball movement there by the Eagles.
Under 10 on the shot clock. 5 to shoot. Dow from the corner. And the fourth three-pointer of the game now for China Dow. She has 16, Jay Webb. Nelson called for the foul, which brings a smirk to the face of Coach Semesco.
A smirk, that was a kind definition of that facial expression. A smirk, I like that.
Here's Cagle. Underneath. Rao unable to convert. Katani straight away for three, in and out.
Well, usually, Jessica Shikantani missed. That was down and out.
There's an off-balance three from Kamek, who's hit two of them from back there now.
She was 4 feet beyond the arc. I love a shooter that has no conscience.
Speaking of Jay Webb, the fifth three-pointer for China Dow. Unconscious.
Kemmick said, I can go there. Dow says, yeah, let me go back to my corner.
Unbelievable. What a display. And Cagle finally taking it to the hoop.
Great move by Cagle.
And she taps it away from behind, creating the turnover.
Well, see, you got to have your head on a swivel.
And that's the ASUN Player of the Year that we know. But there's an offensive foul, the second of this quarter against Cagle. 3:05 left to play in the half.
Well, they don't want Cagle to pick up a third foul because she is instrumental for the success of the Lipscomb Bisons.
And she has 2. 3 minutes left. That one knocked out, and it will belong to the Bisons. And yes, Lipscomb's official nickname, J-Webb, is Bisons with an S, even though we know plural of bison is normally minus the S. So I don't want the English teachers out there calling me tonight. It is Bisons. And a foul on the penetration. This one going to go against Julian of FGCU.
I think her first foul. She, if my memory serves me correct, I think she fouled out up at Lipscomb.
Cagle with 4 points. She has 5 rebounds. Here's Jones, another air ball. And we've seen several of those so far from Lipscomb. 4 to be exact, a tie-up, and the ball's going to go back to the Bisons. With 2.5 to play in the half.
I love that colloquium class on English relative to the Bison or the Bisons, Tom.
I'm just covering my tracks here, Jay Webb. The English teachers are listening and watching.
Outstanding.
Here's Cagle. And wide open. Missing the shot is Cotton. Can't get much more open than that. Great job by Cagle to draw the defense in. Under 2 minutes now, second quarter.
Once again, the Eagles got to, no matter what the score is, you got to move the ball.
There's Ulel. And the kick.
So it goes up. That
brings the shot clock, back up to 15.
That kick saved the Eagles because that was a stagnant possession, Tom.
Nelson. Yep.
Well, once again, Rosemary Julian penetrates in, kicks it back out to the person in the corner. Another 3 by the Eagles.
9 threes for FGCU, and we're not to halftime yet, but they lead by 23. Cagle, no good.
.16 seconds here on the shot clock.
There's Manos. Cagle penetrating. Rejected by Nelson. Under a minute now left in the half. Remember, Ulel hit the three-pointer at the buzzer to end the first quarter.
Well, they thought they had Rosemary Julian sliding through there for a layup. 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Underneath Gradijan, yes.
Well, that's what you call milking the shot clock.
Gradijan with 10 points now. About a second difference, game clock, shot clock. That 3 is missed, tapped out, and FGCU will be able to hold it for the final shot. Nelson, 5 seconds left. Was bumped, no call. Somebody's got to put it up. It's Cagle at the buzzer. Off the front. Set for third quarter action here at Alico Arena in Fort Myers. The semifinals of the ASUN Women's Championship. FGCU leading by 25 as we start the third quarter. And for Lipscomb J-Web, they're going to need a Herculean effort out of their leader, Lauren Cagle. Here's a player with one of only 7 players in ASUN history with 1,000 points and 500 rebounds. They have got to get her to come alive here in the third quarter.
Well, I think that the first 3 possessions here, Lipscomb's got to have some stops, and then they've got to come down and score.
Eagles inside. Adderley draws the foul.
You know, we've talked about Cagle as a basketball player. 2-time All-State high school track star, state champion. So not only she hoop, girl is fast.
A terrific multi-sport athlete. Absolutely. A speedster as well. Look at Cagle. 1 of 2 at the free throw line for Adderley. Bison's first possession here in the third quarter, and here is Cagle. Kamek, long 3, and that's just barely able to graze the front of the net.
Well, the thing I love about Kamek is this. She missed that, never batted an eye, because she knows she's never missed 2 in a row.
Well, J-Web, are you surprised of such a long three-pointer so early in the shot clock?
No, because that's her range. Her range is 1 foot off the bus.
Nelson in and out. Adderley with the rebound. And a fresh shot clock. Ulel for 3, and they didn't need much of that shot clock as Ulel hits FGCU's 12th 3 of the ball game. Eagles out of there with it.
We'll see that situation there. You got to make those shots when you're down in double digits.
Ulel down the baseline and throws it away.
Not quite sure who she was passing it to. There were 3 purple-cladded people in between her and
Kamek.
Now, see, that's why that was within her range.
J-Web, that is borderline 25, 26 feet on that three-pointer.
Yeah, you would need a tape measure.
As Adderley responds on the other end, but you know, Lipscomb's going to have to make shots like that.
No. And she's making the Greyhounds from Carmel, Indiana proud.
That's right. 2 minutes gone, third quarter.
You know, Taylor, another long 3.
Cagle with just the 4 points. She averages nearly 18, and a turnover from the Eagles.
Did she step out of bounds?
That's the call from the official. We'll give it back to Lipscomb. Eagles shot over 50% from 3 in the first half. And you know, Lipscomb averaging 8 threes a game. They were just 3 for 13 from behind the arc.
Well, China Dow, 19 points in the first half. That's some people's careers.
Inside as Jones has it poked away. And it'll be FGCU basketball.
Erica Nelson looked like she was an attorney there arguing her case and had it overturned, thrown out on a higher appeal.
Dow, and she stays hot coming out of the locker room. 6 for 7 from 3 for China Dow, 22 points. Kamek answers back.
Oh, my Lord.
She has 4 threes as the Bison. Only Kumek from Lipscomb, though, with 4 3-pointers and 12 points. She's their first Bison's player into double figures, J-Web.
Well, I love her confidence. She's got some swag, shooting an outstanding percentage from the three-point line.
They really need somebody to step up, and so far it has been the redshirt freshman.
Well, Kumek has said, hey, I can do this.
Julian is short on the 3. Adderley with the rebound, though. Inside, outside. Nelson is the one that's left open. comes Cagle. Nice bounce pass to Jones.
See, I thought Jones, you got to go to the hole on those.
Cagle can't convert. Continuing to struggle. It's 2 for 9 from the field for Cagle. China Dow. And that is when you know you're having a great night.
The iron was kind.
Everything falling for China Dow. Incredible, 7 of 8 for 3. Jones inside, draws the foul.
Nice move by Jones there. I think she needs a little confidence there because she has the move to go to the hole. You know, talking to Coach Brown, he felt that their season took a turn for the better after they were out there in St. Louis and got sort of ran off the court. He felt that the team came together, and then they played Vanderbilt tough and could have won that game. They were up with 4 minutes to go in that game.
Yeah.
So the leadership of Rao and Kumek, who's become a leader, and Cagle sort of got them turning around and giving them a great season in the ASUN.
Jones on the free throw.
Yeah, no, it was
lane violation anyway.
We haven't seen many of those, have we, this year?
Kumek definitely the future of this Lipscomb team. She had 6 3-pointers, Jay Webb, in the quarterfinal game. 18 points.
Well, this team is used to big moments. They played at Vanderbilt, and you know they played here at FGCU in a big crowd, so they're used to the big moment.
Tick towards the 5.5-minute mark left here, third quarter. Eagles by 30. Gradichon for 3.
She has missed many of those.
Eagles have hit 14 threes already. And the pull-up from 17 feet, no good that time from Lovelady. Dow wants to run with it. China from up top. Of course she makes it. China Dow, 8 of 9 from three-point land. 28 points for China Dow. Jay Webb, we are just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Incredible night as Cotton scores inside.
Well, it's been the China Dow show. And the thing is, you know, when you're hot, feed the hot person.
No question about it. You remember China Dow in the ASUN championship game last season with 30 points. There's Dow with the rebound and the stick back. And there is 30 for Dow.
Well, Semesco won't be happy that they didn't hustle back on defense, give up that layup.
Four minutes to play in the third. Aradika scores underneath. What a performance tonight by Dow. Jones hits from the free throw line.
Jones is starting to get off the snide there a little bit, Tom.
Here's Gradichon, now Nelson. Gradichon for 3, yes!
Oh.
And a timeout called for. Greg Brown has seen about enough. Scorching shooting for FGCU. None hotter than China Dow. 8 3-pointers, 30 points for Dow. Eagles rolling. On ESPN 3.
Well, Tom, this has been quite a display by China Dow. The Eagles right now have made 16 threes.
lead Lipscomb by 34. 10 on the shot clock. And shots like that just not falling for Greg Brown's team tonight, under 3 minutes to play. And everything dropping for FGCU. Jadera Dika. Eagles have more than doubled up the Bisons now, and an air ball for Lipscomb. Tough night for this team, Jay Webb, the fourth seed.
It's one of those things where some days you get the bear and sometimes the bear gets you.
Yep.
But the performance tonight is not a true representation of who the Bisons have been all year.
There's Gradishin.
See, once again, you got to get rid of that ball.
Katani with 8. Gradishin with 4. Puts it up. Shot is blocked. Adderley nearly had a chance to tip it in there. Three ball in the air from Cotton, who connects.
Nice shot by Cotton there. Good skip pass from Riley Northway to her teammate.
Yep. Cotton with 5 tonight. Here's Katani inside with the left hand.
She spun right, she spun left. Kissed it off the glass.
Cagle unable to convert there. With under a minute and a half to play in the third. There goes Jaredika right past the defender.
Well, right now, you can see Lipscomb's legs are a little tired, Tom, and they are not being able to stop the dribble penetration of the Eagles.
Lovelady puts it up and hits
Nice.
in the lane.
Very nice shot by Lovelady.
Final minute of the quarter. China Dow not in the game right now for FGCU. Here's Gradishin for 3. Another one for Taylor Gradishin.
Is that 17 threes, Tom?
17 threes for FGCU.
And the record is 22.
22.
They're creeping up on it, buddy.
In a game is FGCU's all-time team record. We'll talk about China Dow's run at the individual mark here in a moment. From the free throw line, just a little bit short that time for Northway. And the shot clock off for the Eagles.
Well, Jessica Katani was looking for a teammate there.
10 seconds left. Here's Gradishin. Shadera Jichka, short on the 3. And that'll do it for the third quarter. And the arc for China Dow, and that is right now tied for the all-time single game record in FGCU history. The next one, if she hits another one, the record will be all hers. And a foul underneath.
Well, Tom, some of the unsung heroes of basketball games are the officials, and good crew tonight with Mark McClenny, Kylie Galloway, and Ron Lettington are the stripes tonight.
Very seasoned crew. I know
Yes.
it's worked together many, many times, as we've seen throughout the years here in the ASUN Conference. Second free throw. Broughton rattles it home, makes both.
Got Kegels coming back in.
Kumek is coming back in as well. And China Dow is back in the game for FGCU. She has 30 points. That's one shy of her career high. There's Nelson hits a 3.
And also Carly Short is in the game, number 5 for the Bison.
FGCU has now hit 18 threes as a team tonight. And Dow got a piece of that one. And a three-pointer is no good. From Ryan. Seeing her first action of the night. There's Kumek for three, and that is way off. FGCU with 18 threes tonight, Jay Webb. Their single game mark as a team is 22, and they've actually done that twice. Once, well, earlier this season, back on December 3rd against Abilene Christian, and then back in 2013 against East Tennessee State. And a three by Blair is good. That'll be the 19th three of the night.
Well, Alyssa Blair, they feel has a huge upside for the Eagles, and she's showing some confidence there.
Clark off the back iron, gets her own rebound.
Now there's a novel concept we don't see a lot in basketball. People follow their shot.
And Clark still getting after it under there, and a tie-up. Basketball will stay with the Bisons.
I like that fire. She's got a little fire in the belly. I like that. But that's something players don't do anymore. They don't follow their shot. Not every shot can go in.
84-42. What a night for this Eagles team. And for this young lady in particular, China Dow. Ulel, 8 minutes to play. Ryan, 6 to shoot. Ulel for three. And gets the roll. And pretty much whatever FGCU throws up goes in. That three is long, and the Eagles on the run. Here's Dow.
Thought about it.
Underneath, Blair scores again. 5 points off the bench here in the fourth quarter for Alyssa Blair. Eagles get it back. Here's China Dow for the record. And it just comes up short. That's only her second miss, Jay Webb, from three. As Dow checks out again to a standing ovation here at Alico Arena. She and Dowling coming in the game. Nelson's going to check out as well. So, Jay Webb, that may be all for Dow on this evening.
Yeah, I think
if
so.
that is the case, she will stay in a tie for the single game individual record for threes for the Eagles.
The thing about Dow is that doesn't worry about records, she worries about victories.
Katani. Here's Ryan. All the way. What a nifty move by Chandler Ryan, the red shirt freshman from Groveland, Illinois.
She's going to be a big part of next year's FGCU Eagle team.
And you're seeing some of the pieces of the next generation of Eagle basketball as Jones connects.
Tom, this is one of the fastest paced games we've had here.
There's a three for Ulel.
How many is that?
Six minutes left to play. Off the mark. Jones with it. Ulel with 17 points. Cagle. Not the night she had hoped for tonight. It's 2 for 12 from the field for Lauren Cagle, who's had such a tremendous season for the Bisons. Nobody had a better season in all the ASUN Conference. Katani with the lay-in.
An assist there from Sheehan Dowling.
Cagle, this is from the free throw line. As we tick towards the 5-minute mark. Here's Ulel. Under 10 to shoot. Underneath Katani, and she's getting hot here in the fourth quarter. As FGCU creeps towards the century mark.
Well, 4 minutes to go. I think that creep may become a run.
Short missing on the three. The Eagles' next three-pointer would tie the school single game record. 21 threes on the night in this ASUN semifinal for this red-hot FGCU Eagles women's basketball team. They have come to play, Jay Webb. A dominating performance. Meanwhile, we'll give you an update on who they may play when we come back. Eagles roll for a dominating performance with 4:21 left in this ASUN semifinal. Checking in on the other semi, late third quarter, and an upset in the making is UNF leading JU by 6. Winner of this, winner of that, meeting Sunday afternoon to go to the NCAA tournament.
Well, the River City Rumble's rumbling. That's a heck of a ball game.
How about that? UNF, the only ASUN team to defeat FGCU this year. So we know they can play.
She and Dowling almost broke the record.
Here is Cagle. Rowell with it.
There's a mismatch there, yeah.
Underneath, and what a move, Riley Northway.
Well, Northway said, she said, give me the ball, I got a mouse in the house.
Northway with 4. Here's Jessica Katani hitting the three, and that is the 22nd three-pointer of the game for FGCU, and that ties the all-time single-game mark as a team. Under 3 minutes left to play. And the Eagles have crossed the century mark as well. Inside it goes Ryan. Outside, Katani. Just short. And that one last touched by the Eagles. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to play. And lots of substitutions for head coach Greg Brown and Lipscomb, and he gives a hug to Lauren Cagle, the ASUN Player of the Year, and a tremendous season by that young lady, and what a career here at Lipscomb.
Well, I'm sure it's not the way she wanted to go out, but I tell you what, her body of work over her time shows fierce competitor, great basketball player, and we wish her well as she moves forward in her career and her life.
Absolutely. 5'5" senior from Nashville, Tennessee.
Went to Lipscomb Academy.
That's right.
So she's been part of Lipscomb for most of her life.
Tough night for her tonight. Of course, not the way she wanted to end her playing career. But you talk about the body of work has been unbelievably impressive.
Dowling on the floor there. You know, we have not seen
Of course, FGCU with 22 threes. If they make another, that'll be the most ever. Katani is content with an easy layup. Incidentally, the NCAA record for most threes in a game by Sacramento State a couple of years ago. That's 25.
Wow.
And there is a long three by Lovelady.
Once again, Greg has put together, he got the pieces with the players coming in next year.
FGCU, one game away now from another trip to the NCAA tournament. Under a minute. So FGCU, they have definitely brought it tonight, Jay Webb. Incredible performance. And whoever they play, one of the teams from the city of Jacksonville facing an uphill climb. Of course, UNF at last check had the lead on JU. And they still lead by 4 as they head to the fourth quarter of that game. UNF the only team to beat FGCU in conference this season.
And played them tough for about a quarter here. We talk about big moments in Lipscomb this year, and I know that we haven't seen Kennedy Potts, but she sang the national anthem on senior night there.
That's right.
And I guess rocked the house, Tom.
And a nice move, drawing the foul and getting the bucket is Carly Short. And for Lipscomb, they will close out the season 12-19. 7-7 in the regular season in ASUN play. Of course, the 4th seed. And the question is, Jay Webb, can anybody beat this FGCU team?
You know, anything can happen. And we saw that the other night with Lipscomb's men coming in here and putting on a clinic.
10 seconds left in this one.
But you got to play your best game to
And
beat the Eagles.
Yes,
you
do.
got to be top. You got to have your A game.
A dominating performance tonight as FGCU